Hey everyone, welcome back to Rebel Anime World. Today we cover the end of everything, Attack on Titan, the final season, Part 3, the conclusion of one of the greatest stories ever told in anime. This is where it all lands, and it will not let you go easily. Let's go. What if the ending of your favorite anime made half the fandom furious, and the other half call it a masterpiece? What if the hero dies at the hands of the person who loved him most? What if after 87 episodes of war, genocide, and impossible choices, the answer is just a single act of love? Attack on Titan's finale is the most debated ending in anime history. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what happened, why it happened, and why I think it earned every single controversial beat. Don't click away. The end of the world deserves your full attention. This video covers the final season, Part 3, episodes 87 through 87 special and the finale film. You need parts 1 and 2 watched first. My breakdowns are linked below. If you skip ahead, the ending will mean nothing. Come back when you're ready. Moving on. Part 2 ended with the Alliance airship approaching Eren above Fort Salta. The rumbling is already underway. Half the world is already dead. And the people who know Eren best, his childhood friends, his former enemies, the people he pushed away and tried to protect, are flying toward him to end what he started. Part 3 is the answer to every question this series has ever asked. Can cycles of violence be broken? Is freedom worth any price? What does it mean to truly love someone? And at the very center of it all is one relationship. A boy who wanted to be free and a girl who loved him anyway. Everything in Attack on Titan has been building to their final moment. Part 3 is not the ending people expected. It's better than that. It's the ending the story demanded. Messy, painful, human, and true. Let me show you why. Titan's true form. When the Alliance reaches Eren, what they find is not a Titan. It is something else entirely. The founding Titan, Eren's final form, is a skeletal colossus so enormous it dwarfs every Titan we have ever seen. Spinal bones hundreds of meters long, a ribcage the size of a city, a form built from the very architecture of Titan biology itself. This is not a monster. This is a force of nature, given shape. And somewhere inside that skeletal architecture, connected to every Titan marching across the world, is Eren Yeager, the boy from Shiganshina, the boy who wanted to see the ocean. The Alliance has one objective: reach Eren, stop the rumbling, or die trying. What follows is the most ambitious battle sequence in the entire series. The Alliance attacks. The battle opens with the Alliance coordinating a multi-front assault on the founding Titan. Warriors and scouts, people who spent years trying to kill each other, now executing military strategy together with the precision of a unit that has trained for years. Reiner draws fire, using his armored Titan as a living shield to absorb the founding Titan's attacks while the scouts maneuver through the skeletal structure. He is shattered repeatedly, regenerates, gets up, goes again. Reiner Braun in Part 3 is not fighting for Marley, not for ideology. He is fighting because it is the only act of atonement left available to him. Every time he gets up, it is an apology. And he fights with cold efficiency. No speeches, no hesitation. She has one reason to be here: her father. If the rumbling reaches Marley, he dies. That is her entire motivation, and the show honors it completely. Pieck is brilliant and self-sacrificing, using the Cart Titan's versatility to carry weapons and allies into positions no other Titan could reach. Armin, Mikasa, John, Connie, using ODM gear inside a living colossus, threading through bone and sinew at impossible speeds. The animation in these sequences is some of the finest in the series. Kinetic, terrifying, and beautiful in equal measure. The Titans of the past. Eren activates one of the most stunning sequences in the entire series. He summons the previous inheritors of the 9 Titans. Every Titan shifter who has ever lived, called back through the paths, manifests to defend the founding Titan. This means the Alliance is now fighting not just the rumbling, but an army of Titan shifters drawn from thousands of years of history. Titans wielding powers they have barely encountered before, appearing from the paths fully formed and instantly lethal. For the Alliance, it is almost the end. They are outnumbered, outpowered, exhausted from the sustained assault. Characters who have survived impossible odds for 3 seasons are pushed to the absolute edge. John Kirstein, the boy who joined the military for comfort and status, who has spent 4 seasons learning what it means to sacrifice for others, faces a moment of impossible choice during the battle. He hesitates, then doesn't. John's arc quietly completes itself in this moment. He is exactly the soldier Eren's death will need him to be. Levi's return. And then, from nowhere, Levi Ackerman, left for dead after the Thunder Spit explosion in Part 2. Face destroyed, fingers missing, eyes barely functional. He should not be alive. He is absolutely alive. Levi arrives not with a speech, not with an explanation. He arrives with blades and the singular focus that has defined him since Season 1. He is here to kill the Beast Titan and protect the people he leads. His battle sequences in Part 3 are extraordinary, fighting at a fraction of his former capacity, half-blind, damaged beyond recovery, and still the most dangerous human being in the series. Levi in Part 3 is a thesis statement. What does it mean to keep going when you have lost almost everything? You keep going, because the people beside you need you to. Armin in the paths. In the middle of the battle, Armin is pulled into the paths, the metaphysical realm where Eren has been operating the rumbling. They are face to face for the first time since the prison conversation in Part 1, when Eren told Armin he was useless and controlled by Bertolt's memories. What follows is the emotional core of the entire series. Eren tells Armin the truth, all of it. He was never going to follow Zeke's euthanasia plan. He used Zeke to reach the founding Titan. He saw his own death in Mikasa's future through his Titan memories. He has always known how this ends. Eren's true motivation revealed. And then Eren says something that reframes the entire series in a single moment. He tells Armin he did not want the rumbling to succeed completely. He wanted it to go far enough, to kill enough of the world's military power that Paradis would be safe for decades. But he also wanted the Alliance to stop him. He wanted them to be the heroes who ended the rumbling. He wanted Armin and the others to be the people who saved what remained of the world, because that would make them heroes to every nation, not enemies. It would give Paradis a future through diplomacy rather than fear. He sacrificed his own life and his own soul to give his friends the one thing he could not give them any other way: a future where they are not hunted. Is this true? Is it rationalization? Is it both? The show does not give you a clean answer, because Eren himself may not fully know. The attack Titan's power, seeing future memories, means Eren has been living toward this end point for years, seeing fragments without complete understanding. He acted, he chose, and the consequences are real, regardless of his intent. Eren and Armin, the real goodbye. But here is what makes this scene extraordinary. Eren does not ask Armin to forgive him. He does not justify himself. He sits with his best friend in infinite sand and admits he does not want to die. He admits he does not want to kill anyone. He admits he wanted to live, to see the ocean with his friends, to eat food at the table, to grow old. Armin tells him, "You idiot," and cries, because Armin understands. Eren could have chosen differently. There may have been other paths. But Eren is also the boy who watched his mother die and swore to destroy every enemy, who has been shaped by trauma and rage and the future memories of the attacked Titan since childhood. He is responsible for what he did, and he is also a product of everything done to him. Both things are true. The show holds them simultaneously, without resolution. This is the last real conversation between Eren and Armin. It is one of the finest scenes in the series. Maybe an anime altogether. 2 childhood friends saying goodbye in a realm outside of time, knowing that when they return, one of them must kill the other. The previous Titans released. Something remarkable happens after Armin returns to the battle. The previous Titan shifters, summoned by Eren to fight the Alliance, begin to hesitate, because in the paths, they have witnessed what Eren confessed to Armin. They have seen his grief, his doubt, his love for his friends. and one by one, they begin to help the Alliance instead. Ymir Fritz herself, who chose Eren in Part 2, releases her hold on the Titans, because Mikasa's coming choice will finally free her too. The resolution of Ymir's 2,000-year enslavement is tied directly to Mikasa's love for Eren. It is the most quietly devastating thing the finale does. A girl dead for 2 millennia finally finding peace because of a girl alive today who chooses love over survival. Armin's sacrifice. The colossal Titan. The Alliance cannot break through to Eren's true body inside the founding Titan. The skeletal structure is too vast, too well defended, too relentlessly regenerating. Armin makes a decision. He transforms into the colossal Titan, directly against the founding Titan's neck, triggering the massive explosion that defines the colossal Titan's power. The blast is catastrophic. It destroys a huge section of the founding Titan. It tears through Titan flesh and bone at a scale that staggers the imagination. And it should kill Armin. A colossal Titan explosion at that proximity should be unsurvivable. But the previous shifters, those ancient inheritors who turn to help the Alliance, act to protect him. They catch him, they hold the blast, they give him the seconds he needs. Armin survives, barely, burned, destroyed, but alive. And the founding Titan is cracked open. Eren's true body is exposed. The final Titans. Falco's jaw Titan. In the chaos of the battle, Falco Grice, who ingested Zeke's spinal fluid in Part 2, has inherited the Jaw Titan. But his form is different from any Jaw Titan before him. Because Falco ingested the spinal fluid orally, not through a Titan eating a shifter. His form incorporates qualities of the pure Titans he saw. His Jaw Titan has wings. He can fly. It is unprecedented in Titan biology, and it becomes absolutely crucial in the final moments of the battle, carrying Mikasa to where she needs to be. Falco's arc, from a kind boy who mailed letters for a stranger, to a Titan shifter flying above the apocalypse to save the girl who shot his friend, is one of the series' most quietly beautiful character journeys. He is proof that the next generation doesn't have to inherit the hatred of the last. Reiner and Annie. The cost of the battle. By the time Armin's explosion clears, the Alliance has paid an enormous price. Reiner has been destroyed and regenerated so many times that his body is at its limit. The armored Titan's hardening is failing. He's running on the last reserves of a power that has been pushed beyond every previous boundary. He holds on not through strength, but through sheer refusal to stop. Annie, fighting to reach the founding Titan's core, takes wounds that would kill anyone else. She keeps moving, because her father is in Marley, because she has one reason, and it is enough. These characters, who spent 3 seasons as villains, have become some of the most heroic figures in the finale. Attack on Titan's greatest achievement is this. By the end, you are cheering for everyone. Eren's true body exposed. The founding Titan is broken open. Eren's true body, his human form, connected to the skeletal colossus by the spine of the founding Titan, is finally reachable. The rumbling is still moving. Wall Titans are still marching. Killing Eren will end it. But only if someone can reach him. And only if they can bring themselves to do it. Mikasa Ackerman flies toward him on Falco's back. Every other member of the Alliance is occupied. Armin is barely conscious. Reiner is at his limit. Levi is fighting past his own destruction. Jan and Connie are holding the line. The moment belongs to Mikasa, because it was always going to be Mikasa. The series has been building to this since the first episode. The Dream World, Eren's final offer. As Mikasa approaches Eren's body, she enters a brief vision, a dream within the paths, or perhaps just her own heart. She and Eren are in a small house in the countryside. They ran away. They're alone. They're safe. The world outside is still burning, but in here, right now, Eren is just Eren, and he asks her to stay. It is everything Mikasa has ever wanted. The boy she loves. A life without war. Peace, warmth, him. She could stay in this dream. The paths offer it as a genuine choice, but Mikasa has always known who she is. She is not someone who chooses herself over others. She is not someone who can live in a beautiful lie while the world outside it burns. She says goodbye to Eren. She chooses the world over the dream, and she steps back into the battle. Mikasa kills Eren. Mikasa reaches Eren's true body inside the founding Titan. He looks at her. She looks at him. There's no final speech, no monologue, no last-minute justification. Just two people who have loved each other since childhood, standing at the end of everything they were to each other. Mikasa kisses Eren. She tells him, "Thank you for wrapping this scarf around me," and she kills him. His head falls. The founding titan collapses. The rumbling stops. Across the world, the wall titans, mid-march, mid-destruction, collapse into dust. The titan curse ends. Every Eldian on the planet who could become a titan is freed from that power in an instant. The 2,000-year cycle that started with Ymir Fritz ends with Mikasa Ackerman. Ymir Fritz in the paths finally dissolves. Finally free. Because Mikasa's act of love, choosing to end Eren's suffering rather than let it continue, was the act Ymir had been waiting 2 millennia to witness. Someone who loved completely enough to let go. The aftermath. Armin's speech. The rumbling is over, but the world is devastated. 80% of humanity is dead. Civilizations are ash, coastlines are rubble. The survivors, Marlian, Eldian, from every nation, emerge into a world reshaped by catastrophe. Armin, who is now one of the people who stopped the rumbling, is taken prisoner by the surviving military alliance. He is to be tried for what the people of Paradis did. He accepts this, because accountability matters, because being the hero who stopped it does not erase what it was. Armin stands before the representatives of the surviving nations and says, "Eren Yeager killed 80% of humanity. We killed Eren Yeager. What happens next is your choice. But we are here, and we are not your enemies. Let that be the beginning of something. It is not a triumphant speech. It is a broken one. The voice of someone who has lost everything, offering the only thing left. A chance. What happened to everyone? 3 years after the rumbling, the world is rebuilding. Mikasa lives on Izuru, far from Paradis. She visits Eren's grave on a hill under a tree, the same tree from their childhood. She has rebuilt a quiet life. She is not broken. She is someone who chose love and lives with that choice every single day, with grief and with peace. Armin has become a diplomat, traveling the world on behalf of Paradis, working to build the peace he promised before the nations. He is not celebrated. He is working, quietly, persistently, the way Armin has always worked. He carries Eren's death with him. He always will. Reiner, Annie, Peak, the warriors, return to Mali, to a country trying to understand what it lost and what it did. Reiner finds some measure of peace, not absolution, but rest. Annie finds her father. That single reunion, after everything, is one of the most quietly devastating moments in the epilogue. She fought through the apocalypse for this one thing, and she gets it. Chen and Connie return to a changed Paradis. John considers settling down. There's a glimpse of the domestic life he always quietly wanted. Connie visits his village. His mother is gone, but he honors her. Levi survives. Of course, Levi survives. He opens a small tea shop, implied, not stated outright, and it is somehow the most Levi thing imaginable. He spent his life fighting. He gets to rest. He has earned every quiet cup of tea. Historia rules Paradis as queen. Has had her child, or the father left deliberately ambiguous. She has built the kingdom Paradis needs. Stable, forward-looking. The first steps toward a world where Eldians are not defined by their Titan history. Paradis Island. The final image. The epilogue's final images show Paradis Island years further still. The island has militarized again. New weapons, new fortifications. The cycle, even after everything, shows signs of beginning again. Because that is what Attack on Titan believes. Cycles do not end cleanly. Freedom is not a destination you arrive at and stay. It is something every generation must choose and defend, and sometimes fail at. The rumbling ended one cycle, but human nature, fear, tribalism, the need for enemies, is already building the next one. The very last image of the series, a boy walking toward a great tree. History, beginning again. Attack on Titan started as a story about monsters outside the walls. It ended as a story about the monsters we become when we are afraid enough, hurt enough, desperate enough. Eren Yeager is not a hero. He is not a villain. He is what happens when a traumatized child is given too much power, too much certainty, and not enough people who could reach him in time. He is a warning about charisma and conviction without accountability. He is also, and this is the hardest part, someone you understand completely. The ending is divisive because it refuses comfort. Eren does not get a redemption arc that cleanses what he did. The world does not suddenly become just because the rumbling stopped. The people who survived have to live in the wreckage and try to build something, and the show trusts you to sit with that, to not need it tied up neatly. The final theme. Attack on Titan is ultimately about inheritance. What do we pass to the next generation? The cycle of hatred, or the choice to break it? Mikasa chooses love over safety. Armin chooses accountability over glory. Reiner chooses atonement over despair. Historia chooses the future over the past. None of them fix everything, but they choose. And that is enough to keep going. Is the ending perfect? No. Is it the ending this story needed? Absolutely. Attack on Titan earns every controversial beat of its conclusion because it has never promised you comfort. It promised you truth. And the truth of this story is that freedom costs everything. And we pay it anyway, because the people we love are worth it. Thank you for watching this full series breakdown on Rebel Anime World. 4 seasons, 87 episodes, one of the greatest stories in anime history. Smash like, subscribe, and drop in the comments. Did the ending satisfy you? Was Mikasa right to kill Eren? And would you have made the same choice? It has been an honor breaking this down with you. This world is cruel, and also beautiful. See you next time. Still here? Then you were here for all of it. From a boy screaming about killing all the Titans, to a girl kissing the boy she loved before ending the world he started. Attack on Titan is 87 episodes of asking one question. What does it cost to be free? Now you know the answer.